When we use the word selfishness to describe the way the will to receive to oneself is sort of portraying ourselves to ourselves through the work, it's already had won over us. Why? Because it's already some sort of blame. I'm selfish. Okay. Of course you're selfish. Of course I'm selfish. But sort of naming ourselves as selfish does not, sort of fixing it is basically saying we can sort of go, one way is saying you created me like this. Within the work, I can understand that what was created is the will to receive, and I made it for myself. And this is what I made out of it, from the will to receive, which is, you can say, a neutral power. Because it's clear that if the Creator wished to bestow, someone needs to receive. So you cannot, we are not blaming the will to receive. What we're looking at is what we did or what we made out of the will to receive. We made out of it some sort of we became a very sophisticated thief or robber or a murderer. Okay? So because we draw it into ourself. So but the consciousness of it is not that we will stay within the blame. First, that we will understand that it's a power and we can make something different out of it. So it's not a way of imprisoning myself, it's a way out. And when you say selfish, you imprison yourself. You're saying, okay, the consciousness is, this is what I made out of the will to receive. In order to be able to receive is bestowal, is goodness, to allow him to extend itself, to be the house of the Creator's revelation. I took it to myself. This is what I made out of the will to receive. Now I wish to make something different out of it. So this is why it's a way out, not in imprisonment. But the ability to perceive it and to see it, okay? This is what I made out of it. This is Amalek, because it wanted actually to rule and to control the way that I will use the light. Okay? So this is how we go. It's a gentle way. It's not to blame oneself. Okay? And this is where it's difficult in English because it speaks about shame in English, has to do with a very particular sense and particular feeling. But in Hebrew, it has to do with the way to return, the way out, how to go back. Yeah? How to go back to the origin of why there is a will to receive and what I can make out of it. Okay? So you can say that Purim as sort of a prefiguration and preparation for the world to come is actually highlights this part of what I made out of the will to receive to oneself through to this power that is called Amalek, that wants to rule the day. Okay, so this is where we need to play gently and carefully, because otherwise we're making out of the spiritual world work punishment, and it's not. It's not punishment in order that we will feel guilty. It's in order to call us out of a state of or allowing us the hope to make something different out of ourselves. Okay, this. So
and so then from the process in Purim, then we are almost like finding the Mordecai and the Amalek in us.
absolutely, yeah. Mordecai, Esther, and Haman, which is Amalek.
Yes.
All those sort of powers in us, and we need to sort of get the story right, to rewrite the story, okay? To rewrite the story in ourselves. So this is why it is being said that each one of us is writing a full book of Torah from the journey, from the spiritual journey. It's not the spiritual journey; it's from the journey of the spirit.
And I know that there's a big distinction between the corporeal and the spiritual.
There is a distinction and a dependency. So distinction does not relate to each other, which people like to think. So I will go away from corporeal life. That's a bullshit of the will to receive to oneself. Okay, we cannot. This is the matter that we were given, and from that, okay, it's a carrier, it's a chariot, it's a carrier of the journey of the spirit. But we need to differentiate the importances, because we make the chariot actually the passenger. And the passenger is the spirit, and we make the spirit the chariot. So it will carry our pleasure or our meaning of the corporeal life. And it's not like that. It's the opposite. So we need a distinction of the importances, but the distinction is not separating them and saying that they do not belong or they not serve each other. Of course, spirit cannot attain its journey without the body, without a corporeal state. But
Right. I mean, the past week, I was in 3 different places where there was a mother and an infant. And the mother was with the infant getting blood, and somewhere else. And in each case, the infant came over and reached out. And there was a connection with the infant that just kind of happened organically.
you
And for me,
can say that the infant in that respect, in the way we perceive it, the spirit
yes,
is an infant, but actually it's the primordial essence and the firstborn, because it's the firstborn of the intention of the creator. But it appears secondary. It appears as an infant.
no, it felt like primordial presence. It
Yeah,
really
but
felt
it
like,
is actually, you can say it has the wisdom and the authority over the corporeal. But what happened is, because we are used to the corporeal, we give it actually the power to rule over the spiritual life. So actually, this is the true war, or the true struggle of the study. This.